Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitching with Laura. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is having a great Friday. Well, today is part 3 of Biggest Craft and I will be starting this beautiful rooster. Isn't he just gorgeous? He's so magnificent. I just love him. He is a 14 count. And we're going to be starting with the number 321 DMC thread. Trying to get a hold of it here. It's kind of, I'm using 2 strands, by the way, before I forget. It's kind of a stiff canvas. I only crunched the corner of it just so that I could get a hold of it. And I'm using the needle that it came with. So yeah, this is the last part of Biggest Craft, but I wanted to start this particular one just because I thought it was beautiful. Just absolutely stunning. Oop. Well, goodness gracious, we're just having a great start, aren't we? I'll just go over there. Not used to doing a 14 count. Whoa, sorry. My bad. Me and this chair this week. I'm telling you, it's just been a little bit of something else. I don't know what its problems is. I may have to get a new chair. Never fear, they have them at the thrift store. Problem would be getting it into my car at this point, and then having my daughter be home, and maybe I could get her to drag it to my house. But anyway, so yeah, Biggest Crafts has a lot of a variety. I just absolutely love it. And I love that they have a special Joy Sunday section so that when you're picking them out, you know that it's Joy Sunday. You know it's going to be a good kit. Not that there's too much wrong with any of the others. But, you know, if you're particular to Joy Sunday and you like them the best, then you can go right to that section. I like that. I'd still like to get one of the stockings and see how that would work out. I think it would be fun. Not that I have anybody to make it for, you know, because by now all the grandkids have their own Christmas stockings and they've established all that. I guess I could get one to, you know, just hang as a decoration. You know what I mean? And I don't have a clue how big they are, but I just thought they were really pretty. They have them in diamond painting and in cross stitch, but they don't have diamond paintings here at Biggest Craft. But I've seen them both ways, so just something to think about in the future. But I have ordered from this store. This is where I got my daughter's dragon, and it was beautiful. It was a Joy Sunday, and I really wasn't expecting Joy Sunday. I wasn't even paying attention. I just was looking for a dragon because that's what my daughter had kind of requested. So, yeah, insisted upon, shall we say? Yeah, she likes her dragons. I love dragons. Dragons and tigers seems to be the thing. But I actually think her zodiac sign is a tiger for the Chinese zodiac, that is. So I've done some things in tigers and dragons for her. I think this is going to be 2 shades of red. This other green is 304. Whoa. Come back here, needle, while I'm sitting here talking. Good gravy. Number 3. But of course I wound it all up because that's just what I do. Number 3 is 310. So that dark green right here is just like accent color. But the little V, I have to see which direction it's going, is 666. And it is number 9. So this thread is going to go like on the outside-ish up here. So I think it'll be beautiful. I really do. If I can have enough patience to stitch on a 14 count, it'll be gorgeous. They even have latch hook at Biggest Crafts. So I may have to go and make another order. Whoops, I missed one, didn't I? Crazy girl. I don't like, I mean, I have done latch hook in the past, but I rarely see it at stores, you know, unless you go to some place like Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby or someplace like that. I just very rarely see latch hook. But gosh, I haven't done latch hook since the 70s, I think. We had to make our own pattern when I was in high school and do a latch hook rug. That only took like 900 skeins of thread. Yeah, my mother was always thrilled with my craft projects, let me tell you. But we got through it between the macrame and the latch hook and the needlepoint that we had to do. Let's see what else. And I like in their accessory department, they also have beads. So if you wanted, let's say you found a cross stitch pattern that was maybe in 2 or 3 colors, and you wanted to do it as a beaded cross stitch, you could do that. I think that would be beautiful. I've seen Lovecraft Forever do that, but I've just never been brave enough to transfer it into beads. But if you found the right pattern, so they have beads and they have threads. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I could have a field day there. I just love this store. So we'll have to see how this goes. You know, and how much I really like to stitch on it. But it's kind of a challenge. But I like this because it's so easy to read. And it doesn't seem to have any, maybe a small little amount of confetti, just kind of sprinkled here and there. But for the most part, it's just big areas like what I'm stitching on. So I like that. Because if they get to be too big of an area, it's like, oh my gosh, it's overwhelming for me. But since it's a subject that I like to stitch on, so we might have to just keep this out and keep stitching on it. That pale green is so pale I can't hardly tell with this light shining on here if it's the pale green or if it's just white. So we'll just take it one little bit at a time. Especially around the edges. In between I have no problem. Like up here I can tell it's green, but when it gets next to that white, just can't see. Now I do have some smaller needles if I need them that I use on my counted. So every once in a while I have to change out the needle. I don't know what size these are. I've never paid too much of attention, but I can go smaller if I have to. Sometimes on canvases they're so stiff and hard to work with, I change out the needles every once in a while. But for the most part, I stick with the ones that came with the kits. I think it's lovely that they include a needle. That way, if you're new at this, you know, you can just start right in. But that happens every once in a while that I have to change out the needle. It's like the canvas is shrunk a bit. I don't know how to explain it. Have y'all had that problem? I just wondered. And it gets so tight you can't, you just can't stitch. But I know once this loosens up, it'll be fine. And it happens on Joy Sunday. It happens on no name, you know, cross stitch. It's not particular. It's just the brand and way of the canvas. But they have big, they have small cross stitches. I think that's awesome. Their biggest one, I can't even fathom. It's 300 centimeters. What is going on here? We're having an issue because Laura went through the thread the wrong way. Hang on. There we go. Every once in a while I'll railroad the thread. Railroading means you go in between the threads. Well, sometimes I get it like twisted there, and good Lord, I can't go backwards because it's usually so small. Yep, it happens. It happens. I just end up pulling the thread out. I actually got that one fixed, so I don't know what happened. I just can't believe the... Oh yeah, that one that's 300. If that isn't bad enough, it's 300 centimeters long, and it's 110 wide. Yeah, I'd like to get that just to see that in person. I thought, oh my goodness. And their shipping was fast. I mean, it took less than 2 weeks for me to get my daughter's, you know, when I ordered it, so I thought that was just a pretty good deal. And I wasn't needing it, you know, like right away or anything. I was going to give it to her for Christmas, but I thought, nope, she needs that this week, so I just gave it to her. Has she started it? No, not yet. But she's had a few irons in the fire, so fun times. So she'll find a day when there's nobody around and she can just get it out. But she was kind of surprised at the size of it. I think it's 80 centimeters long. But it was beautiful. I would have gotten it for myself, but, you know, it's not like I don't have anything to do. But I may have to end up helping her. But she'll get to it. You know how you have that time in your life where you just can't get anything done because you're just so busy raising kids, and then they get almost on their own, where they can fix something themselves or whatever. But you just cannot find the time. I get that. I lived through it. But now I make time for cross-stitching and diamond painting and doing things that make me calm and relaxed and take my blood pressure down. Not that I have high blood pressure, but you know what I mean. You just need something relaxing that you can do, and you're doing it for yourself. But back when you're raising kids, there is no me time. And did I tell you that they have monk's cloth? And I believe that's what you use for punch needle. I was looking to see. I don't know if they have, I can't remember. They have actually punch needle kits, but they do sell the threads and the, what do you call it? I guess it is a punch needle. They have those there. They have lots of accessories. Lots of doodads and hoops and Q-snap-like things. And lap stands. And they also have the lap, like Q-snap. And is there a word for that? Of what it is? You have Kleenex, but Kleenex is actually tissue. Is there a word for that? Because I don't use Q-snaps or that type. They're just too hard to hang on to my hand, and the lap stand that I have won't open up that wide to hold it. So, and I don't stitch up and down, as you can see. I'm usually using the sewing method, so I do all of my pre-stamped in hand, because I have tried several times to get it into a hoop of some kind, but my hands aren't that strong. And then I can't do my sewing method, so I do these this way. They also have counted cross stitch there too. So if you're into counted cross stitch and not these big, pre-stamps, you can do it in counted cross stitch. They have lots of those cute little banners. I love those little banners. They're just awesome. I was looking. Huh. But it's mostly cross stitch, and you have so many to choose from. So many. Oh, my throat. Today the wind was like 30 miles an hour out there, gusting to 50 at least. If the leaves weren't off the trees by now, they were off today, because it's just been horrible wind. I think it's blowing all that bad weather out of here, because we haven't gotten any precipitation and rain, I swear, for a month. The wind just blows. And it makes it look like it's going to do something, but it doesn't. And I'd like to get some more of those pillows, but I'm going to take them apart for sure. I'd like to have all 4 of those ones that have the red and gold around the outside of them, and then make 4 pictures to hang. I think they'd be beautiful. They're all beautiful if you just stitch them, you know? I know. Stitching. There's just not enough hours in the day or time I can stay awake. I get to that point and I just can't. It just relaxes me so much, I'm just like out cold. It's almost worse than reading a book. I had to go to audiobooks. Because reading books, I'd be out like a light after the 3rd page. I was just... So. Gotta go... See what I mean? Can't see. I think that's a green. If not, oh well. It'll be fine. 1 extra stitch is not going to hurt anything. I love that 321 red. I've used it several times in Christmas stuff. Especially when I'm using the bright green to go with it. And don't ask me what color number that is, because I can't remember. Seriously. There might be... I think it's number 6. It's close. 367 is a nice green to put with that Christmas red. Just lovely. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. Doesn't look like we're making much progress here, but we are. Where are we? Hopefully this will have some nice definition to it. Joy Sunday's usually really good about that, you know, getting their colors and making everything shaded well and graduated. Is that the word? Graduated, you know, in colors. So it makes it more defined, the picture more defined. They got it going, I swear. They must have been doing this for about 600 years, I swear. That they're so good at it. And the color combinations. And, Yep. Do love me some Joy Sunday. Everything's done for you. It's great. You don't have to think real hard. Just stitch. And the canvases are always printed well. Easy to read symbols. Easy to read keys. Unless you get something really terribly small. Now that's just a little bit. It's... If you got great eyesight, you're good. But on those real tiny ones. But I like ones that are about this size and a little bit bigger. As you know. I'd love to have a great big huge Joy Sunday. That would be a treat, wouldn't it? 11 count, please. Thank you. But I think it would be beautiful. Haven't quite got that brave, though. It'll be fine. Oh, they also have a buy 4, get 1 free section, which I think is great at Biggest Crafts. I could just shop there all day. I just absolutely love it. Might have to make a great big huge order. I know I'm kind of torn between that one that I really want to do and, you know, about 5,000 others, because it takes forever to make a decision. Come on. I'd like to try some of those clamp-on lamps that I keep seeing everywhere. See how good they would be. Now in the front room I have the lamps that have like gooseneck arms to them, so I can kind of bend a light, and it's got 5 lights that stick out at the top of that thing, and then you can just move them in whichever direction you want to. But kind of like to have one over on the other side of the room that I could clamp onto a table. I think that would be nice. They come in handy, or if you go on a retreat, you could take your clamping lamp, and I've seen them in fair size, and not here, but in big size, and then they have some that are about that big around or so. So they have them in all sizes, and those people that I've seen them with have used them at retreats or whatever, and it just keeps the light like focused in your little area, you know, where you're stitching with others. Trying to make it over here. That thread is covering really well. It's kind of tight. That's why I said I might have to change a needle. But we'll see as it goes along. Oops. Come back here. Thank goodness this needle's tough. I keep flicking it with my finger. All right. Come on. Now, notice that I go only in small sections. I'll show you once I get. If I go back and forth, it leaves a line. I don't know, it must be the way that I stitch. But, so I just take it a little bit at a time and then work my way up. Then I'll go and do, like, say, another section. But that's just from past experience. And I had that same problem in counter cross stitch too, so. If it's a big section, I might outline it and then just do a little bit at a time. Alright guys, let's see what we got here. see if I can lay it down. Put the needle on the front so that Laura doesn't lose it. But yeah, see, it's covering really well for 14 count and 2 strands, so must mean it's good and tight. Alright guys, well thank you for joining me, and thank you Biggest Craft for supplying all the lovely items. I appreciate it, and if you like the store, please go check it out. They have lots to offer. They have cross stitch for everybody, and latch hook. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and please hit the bell, and that way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe, stay healthy. We will see you next time. God bless. Bye bye. Keep stitching.